Have you ever wondered, how big is ballast, really? Well, I have. And if you follow my channel, you know that I use fine ballast and I mix colors. In fact, there is a specific mix of colors I use, and I have used it everywhere consistently. I like fine ballast because I think it looks good. I didn't really care if it was the exact right size or not when I chose it. I just liked the way it looked on my layout. However, I always wondered what size it should be to be truly to scale. With this question in mind, I set out to find out exactly how big it is on my local railroad. My local railroad is a BNSF main line, that is Burlington Northern Santa Fe, a very major railroad in the U.S. Here's where I took my samples. I couldn't exactly dig up a few thousand cubic millimeters or a couple of cubic feet of ballast to take home and examine, so I did the next best thing. I took photographs. This is the working print I used. I used my trusty calipers, and I went around and I measured and then marked off with my little blue, I don't know if you can see the blue mark, but anyway, I marked each one in the dimension that I had measured, and then I went over here on the tape measure and I measured the distance in millimeters over here. And I did that for every one. I came up with a list. I won't bore you with this, but anyway, the number on the left is an index number, and then I did the average here, and then I did the final average over here, which is 40 millimeters. I did a scatter chart, and the average came up to be 40 millimeters on the scatter chart. Well, same data, so why wouldn't it? So after all this, what does it mean? Well, here's what it means. For HO gauge, at 1/87th, and 40 millimeters is our mean, it's 0.46 millimeters to have average ballast size. In OO scale, which is what I'm working in, it's 0.53 millimeters for average ballast size, and it's 1/76th. 1 to 76, that's the ratio. In O gauge, which is 1/43 and a half to 1, it's 0.92 or almost 1 millimeter for average ballast size. In G, it's kind of hard to say because it varies between 1 to 19 and 1 to 29, so I did it for 19, and that's 2. Okay, moving right along, here's our ballast samples. I sampled Woodland Scenic's ballast. I have some coarse gray, I have some medium gray, and fine gray, which is what I use. And I measured the size of the particles. And on the coarse size, particle size is 1 millimeter. So that would correspond with O gauge. The medium was a 1/2 millimeter, which would correspond to OO. And the fine is 1/4 of a millimeter, I love saying that. And that's really off the chart. And I didn't do N-gauge, so it probably corresponds to N-gauge. However, the spread was such that I would say you could pretty well mix for 00, that is. Judging by the scatter sheet, the scatter chart, you could pretty well mix them all three together and you'd be about right on for particle size. That could be one of the reasons it slumps so bad when water hits it or glue hits it. You know how you have to wet it first before you put the glue on? I think that may have something to do with it. If you had a mixture of all three of these mixed together for 00, I think it would not slump so much. I think it would pack really good. Anyway, that's just my conjecture. I haven't tested that yet. So for all you folks out there who have always wondered, how big is ballast? Really, how big is it? Now you know.